Welcome to this episode of The Kitchen Warrior. I am Chef Melvin. Today I have a potato croquette recipe that I want to share with you. I want to talk a little bit about potatoes. Potatoes are thought to be native to the Andes in Bolivia. Potatoes are the fourth largest crop growing around the world, and many recipes embark the use of potatoes. These are the ingredients we're going to use to make the potato croquettes. We're going to use some green onions, bacon, and some cheese, cheddar cheese. We're going to wash our potatoes. We're going to rinse them out pretty good, remove all the dirt from them because they usually have a lot of dirt. And then we're going to use one of these peelers, take all the skins out like that. We're going to boil some water with salt, and we're going to boil them just like if we would when we're making mashed potatoes, something that everybody is acquainted with. We're going to cut this into small pieces about this big. Just cut them in half because we want this to boil and we'll be able to smash it just like that. This we're going to boil until they are ready, just like if we were making mashed potatoes. So I boiled these potatoes to the point where now they're ready to become mashed potatoes. I removed the water, and I did not add any extra water because I don't want to remove the starch from it. They're still hot, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to smash them. Just like this. Just like you would. We're doing mashed potatoes, except we haven't added any liquid. We just want the potato to look plain, just like this. Do this while the potato is hot because you're able to smash them. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this. This is sea salt, the best salt that I can get. Always try to use the most expensive salt you can get your hands on. You want something that is not table salt for sure. Alright, we see this potato. So there is about 3 pounds of potatoes in here. And for every pound, we're going to use 1 egg. So we're going to take the whole eggs and put them right in there. 1, 2, 3. Once again, we're going to save the eggshells for our compost pile. Alright, so we are going to mix the eggs right into the mashed potatoes. So we're going to take some bacon and we're going to cut it into small pieces because this will be added to the filling that we're going to make our potato croquette. These are a combination of flavors that you will see very often in restaurants. You're probably very used to the flavors by now, but maybe perhaps you haven't seen this technique yet applied to these ingredients. So I'm going to fry these just like you would bacon bits, except we'll be over the fire. So we're going to place this right over the fire. We're going to cook it slowly in this iron skillet. Our onions, our green onions, and we're going to cut them small like this. This, like I'm going to remind you, is going to be inside the potato croquette. I'll show you what we'll do because we will divide this recipe into 2. One part will be inside and the other part will be used to cover the outside. So we are going to rough chop this cheese curds. Of course, you can use any cheese that you like. You can use a shredded cheese, a block cheese, any kind of cheese. I want you to keep in mind one thing, that when you're making a potato croquette, the amount of liquid inside the filling that you're going to use has to be reduced, because if too much liquid is inside the croquette, the skin will have the tendency to blister, to release the pressure of the water or the steam that will build inside, and you can easily destroy the structure. So let us take that in consideration. We're chopping this cheese this small only because we want to be able to mix it well, but we can also use it just as it is. So I've added the green onions and the cheese while I am cooking the bacon to half of my potatoes that I've made earlier. And this will become the inside of the potato croquette. In the meantime, I've saved the other half just plain, because this will be the outside of it. We're going to add our bacon to our mixture right here with the onions and the cheese curds. And we're going to mix it up some more. This will cool it down slightly, and then we'll do the next process. We need enough oil so that when we add our fritters to the pot, they are completely submerged. So we're going to take the size that we make the fritters in consideration based on the amount of oil that we have available. This could be the difference between a nice golden fritter and an unevenly cooked fritter. As you can see, our mixture here for the inside of the croquette almost looks like dough. It's got enough starch that resembles dough to make bread with. Alright, so what we're going to do with this is we're going to separate this into portions about that big. I would say this would be about maybe 2 ounces. Alright, we're just going to make and separate them like this. We can use a scoop to get an exact measurement. You can change this into all kinds of shapes, whatever comes to your mind. We have, from the 3 pounds, we managed to make almost 40 of these little meatball sized potato croquettes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a portion of the plain potato in our hand, just a small amount, and we're going to flatten it out with a little bit of this cornstarch, just like that. And then we're going to take the round of it, we're going to place it inside, and we're going to cover it. We're going to make it into one potato croquette. Look how beautiful. Potatoes, very flexible. Potatoes love us, and we love potatoes. And I'll show you why potatoes love us. The potato croquette is ready to be put in the fryer shape. I'm going to place it right in there. I'm going to fire another one, just like that. One more. It's so awesome cooking over the fire. It brings me back to simple times. I need this oil to be approximately 370 degrees. You'll notice here when you start seeing the golden brown colors of this potato croquettes. Mission accomplished. These are the double. Let me show you this. These are the ones that I made a little ball, remember, in the inside, and then I made another one with plain potato. Look how beautiful they look. I'm going to cut one for you. I'm going to cut one open so that you can see what it looks like. I'm telling you, the flavors are phenomenal. I'll show you how beautiful this potato croquette looks. We just barely removed it from the fryer. I'm going to cut it in half. Look how beautiful it looks. Of course, you can add this and make a number of combinations, all to your likings. I'm going to place a little bit of this romaine heart right here in the center. I'm going to take a little bit of sour cream. Add a spoonful of it. Drop it right there. I'm going to place one croquette on top. One on this side. One on this side. There's a beautiful little miniature plate presentation. I am Chef Melvin, the Kitchen Warrior. Thank you for watching, and watch my tip as to what you can do with the potato and why a potato loves you. Potato is a blessing from heaven. A potato is very tolerant. It's a very nutritious food with many, many possibilities. If you neglect a potato, with time, the potato begins to make a new plant. A plant that you can use to feed yourself, to feed your family. We could cut this part right here. Just cut it into sections. And we could plant it in the ground. And this will become a new plant ready to feed you. Until next time.